What's up, y'all? It is Mike Pierce. It is time for the Game of Thrones recap show. It aired last night, Sunday, Breaker of Chains on HBO. I started this a couple of episodes ago, and I decided to bring the Game of Thrones to my Blog Talk Radio page right here. If you're trying to check out past episodes or you want to check out other podcasts, you can go to blogtalkradio.com/iwatchmike. Or, of course, everything is found at iwatchmike.com. So let's just jump into last night's episode. I've got two crazy moments that affected me in a tingly kind of way. And then I figured I'd just kind of briefly go over different people and stuff. So let's start off with the very, very awkward moment. Cersei and Jaime having sex. What was going on in y'all's heads during that time? I think, if I remember correctly, my wife, after she watched that scene, she was like, okay, that was a little awkward. Yeah, it was kind of crazy, wasn't it? I mean, the way it built up. Cersei's there with, Joffrey's dead body, and, Jaime comes in there and tells everybody, can I have a moment with the queen, please? You knew what he had in mind, right? But and so then he starts, kind of caressing her and hugging her because she's crying. Did you guys notice that she initiated? I'm a big fan of Jaime Lannister, okay? I feel that he's going to become good. I know he is. He's got a good heart. Cersei needs to die. She needs to die. Even though she's hot, she needs to die already. She kissed him first. And then when she pulls away, he's like, why do the gods damn me for loving somebody so mean? And bam, they go at it. And now, of course, she's like, no, stop it. This is not right. But she kept on going, right, people? So that was probably one of the craziest moments there that I've seen. Not for the fact that these two are brother and sister and they had sex, but just for the fact that they had sex next to their dead son's body. So that was just nuts. If anybody has any thoughts on this, if you're listening to this podcast right here on blogtalkradio.com, you can actually leave some quotes, not some quotes, but comments on the bottom right there. And of course, wherever you're listening to this, just feel free to leave comments wherever you're at. Next moment that I thought that was just crazy was the very end. My mother of dragons, Daenerys. I love her so much. She's just so hot. That speech she did was sexy to the 10th power, people. If you haven't watched Game of Thrones yet and you're just tuning in for the first time, you're like, let's just see what Mike's talking about. I'm telling you, people, you need to watch. When she comes out of the flame, you just need to watch it. But the end of this was crazy when they finally get to the kingdom that they've been trying to get to. What is it, Merian? What, I don't know. Just people that have slaves for people. And that dude comes out and challenges, the Mother of Dragons champion and Dario, who's just as cool as a cucumber. He's like, I don't need a horse. Horse is stupid, And I felt bad for the horse taking that dagger in the forehead or even the eye. I think it was in like the eyeball of the horse. And then he chops that champion's head off. Bam! Now, I got a question, people. Is it just me, or do I feel a little sexual tension between my Mother of Dragon and this Dario guy? It seems like, and I think the other guys feel it too, right? Like it's like a competitive thing. I guess they're on the road, but I mean, I know she's hot, but there's other women just marching along. Like, why don't those guys go after those girls? But I guess the Mother of Dragons, I would probably do the same thing. So when she gives that speech, holy crap balls. And I'm not gonna lie, when they shot off those canisters, I really thought, I was like, holy crap, they're going to war right now. Like, they're just and then they open up and they're the chains of the slaves. So I'm wondering if it's going to be a peaceful thing that these slaves, because they're all looking and all the masters are like, oh shit, something's going on here. So I'm wondering if it's going to be just a revolt and they're just going to start killing the masters, or are they going to just be able to be given the chance to leave if they want. So I don't know. I loved how this episode ended with those chains being seen by, of course, the slaves and everything else. So those two are probably the big moments for me. If you guys have any other moments, feel free to leave comments below. I welcome them. And let's talk about some characters now. Let's get to Jon Snow's pissed off ex-girlfriend. the little redheaded girl that my friend Jenny Fly cannot stand her, just for the simple fact that this chick, I think her name is Ygritte. Is that what it is? Grit or Ygritte? I don't know. But she took Jon Snow's virginity. So she's not happy with that. My friend Jenny Fly, nor is Jon Snow's ex really. She seems still pissed off at everything. The way she shot that bow and arrow. That father and son, they were talking about how their mom and his wife made potato soup, and then he takes an arrow right through his freaking throat. Oh man, it was crazy right there, and right in front of the boy too. But those wildlings are nuts. And my wife's not a fan of the what's his name's Steyer, the one with the one that eats everybody. I mean, I know they all eat everybody, but I guess the ruler, his name's Steyer. I don't know, but still, my wife, she's like, I don't like those guys. So yeah, I'm curious to see how that's going to turn out, because of course they send the little boy over to the wall where Jon Snow is with all the other guys, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna fight him, and Jon Snow's like, you idiots. First of all, y'all are over 60. Second of all, some of y'all can't even fight. Third, we're screwed because they have more men. So I hope Jon Snow gets out of this alive. Everybody else, I like the old man that can't see. I like him. I like Sam. And speaking of Sam, okay, now Sam decides to take Gilly to that freaking inn/brothel to keep her safe. What is Sam thinking? Now, I try to put myself into Sam's shoes, and I'm thinking, do I keep her there with 100 men and everybody making jokes about it? But you know what? I think those guys could have controlled themselves. Plus you have Jon Snow there, and I'm sure you have some guys that'll back you up and say, hey, leave her alone and everything else. Taking her to an inn/brothel is not a good thing for Sam. I don't think so. And as soon as they walked in, that chick starts, I think she was hitting on her. And she has some fugly teeth, too. She needs to go see a dentist or brush her teeth. I don't know what she's been doing, and that would be gross. If she came into my little room and was like, what can I do for you? What do you want in return for some money? I would have been like, yo, brush your teeth and get out of here because you scare me. But she's already looking at her and the baby. So I don't know what's up with Sam. And I think Gilly's even pissed off that she's over there. I think that was a bad move. I think that's a very, very bad move. Someone's going to eat the baby. And then she's going to turn into prostitution. Sam's going to come over there. It's not going to be good. No. So, but I got my fingers crossed for Sam because I like him, even though he makes bad decisions. Let's talk about Arya. I love her. She's so cool. And the Hound. Now, their situation, feeding the horses. They go on this guy's land. It gets a little crazy there, but Arya, fast on her feet, she convinces these people, like, this is my dad, he's pissed off, blah, 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 blah. They go in there, they had rabbit stew. That part right there was hilarious as they were praying, and the Hound just like, hurry the hell up so I could eat my rabbit stew. And then when the old man offers him work, at first I was thinking to myself, oh, that's so cool. The Hound is actually thinking about changing a little bit and kind of maybe working and earning an honest living for some honest money. Even Arya was surprised. I was surprised. And then the next morning, the Hound's taking the silver from the man, which Arya wasn't happy. And I was a little upset because I was like, oh, man, Hound. I thought, Arya was making you a little bit soft and making you nice. But no, that's not going to happen. And I think as much as I don't want to agree with the Hound, I think I kind of agree with the Hound. I mean, don't get me wrong. Are they going to be dead by winter? Probably so. Okay, which is sad because that girl, her rabbit stew looked really good. But I don't think they're going to last. And I think the Hound was in the right direction, but I don't know. I think that was kind of, still because, I mean, screw the old man, but the little girl, but, it's just silver. What do you think they need silver for? They got food, they got each other, and they got a big farm, and they got a lot of animals, right? I don't know, I'm just trying to make right for what the Hound did, and I don't think I can't do it. But let's see what else. Podrick visits Tyrion in jail. I'm a little worried about Tyrion, and I haven't read the books. I've heard stuff online. You just never know who's gonna die and stuff. But Tyrion, I'm feeling for my dude because he's one of my favorites. But I like the fact that Podrick stood by him. And actually tried to bring some stuff in, and actually revealed that someone was trying to bribe him to testify against Tyrion. So there's not just one person. It looks like there's several people trying to get Tyrion in trouble. I don't know what's going to happen with Tyrion. The only thing that I've got hope for is Jaime. I think Jaime's the only one that's going to be able to rescue him. But Cersei wants him dead. And Cersei tells Jaime to kill and avenge their fucked up son that's dead now. But it's obvious Jaime's like, that's my brother. So it's obvious that Jaime's putting Tyrion above Joffrey, which is not making her happy. And what about Shay? Did she get on the boat? Or is she going to pop up somewhere and be like, I'm going to save my boo? And she's going to start chopping people with her little shank. So I don't know. I'm a little worried about Tyrion. I don't know what's going to happen with him. So I've got my fingers crossed. Every time I watch that episode, I'm like, okay, there he is. He's still alive. What else? Let's talk about Tyrion's wife, my beautiful Sansa. She gets rescued. Of course, this is how this episode starts off, right after Joffrey is poisoned, and she escapes with Dantos, the knight who becomes a fool. And we find out it's Peter Baelish, whatever his name is, Peter, who had the hots for Sansa's mom back in the day, and he's behind the rescue. And then Peter kills Dantos, which, don't get me wrong, I like Dantos. I like him but it's obvious now that Peter was pulling the strings like a little puppet master. But I think that was a good call on Peter, because it's obvious this guy Dantos would probably survive for money and do whatever it took. And just like Peter says, I don't trust drunk fools, which was perfect. So I hate to say it, I think Dantos deserved to die. There's no loose strings out there where Sansa's leaving with Peter. But my thing is now, as I'm trying to figure out what Peter is up to. Last episode, we were talking about how Joffrey got poisoned. And a friend of mine actually listened to the podcast, Zumba lover, Marissa. She's a Zumba instructor here in the H-Town. And she actually posted... Well, actually, she hit me up first, and she was like, do you want to know who killed Joffrey? I'm like, no! Stay away from me, woman! I don't want to know right now. I'm trying to figure it out myself. I got to do my own detective work. And then she posted it on my page, and she was like, just go ahead and watch it, read it. You know, it's not a surprise. It's out. And believe it or not, I have kept away from everything and anybody that could spoil it for me. But now that I look at my Facebook page, it's actually on there, facebook.com/iWatchMike. If you go there, you'll see it. I haven't opened it, but I see a picture of the necklace, and it's the same necklace that Peter crushed on the boat with Sansa, and he throws it overboard to Dantos' dead body, which if he did that, and if that necklace had anything to do with it, it looks like Dantos is the one that did it, and he got killed. So could it have been Peter? That's what I'm thinking. I'm trying to stay away from the picture, but the necklace all comes together. If anybody has any thoughts, you might as well let me know. Leave it in the comments below. That would be really cool to see what you guys think. And maybe you guys don't think it was Peter. I don't know. But I'm wondering how that's going to pan out with everything, and who's going to be testifying against Tyrion, and who's going to be... I mean, and look, and speaking of the freaking case, my Prince O'Brien, which I love. He's just so cool because I think he just wants to kill the Lannisters, but I hope he doesn't kill the little Lannister. And then Jaime's starting to feel good, so that's what I love about this show, is that I love the good guys and the bad guys, and I just don't want... Why can't everybody just get along in the kingdom? But no. But Papa Tywin goes and visits the prince and the brothel, him and his chick, Ilaria, and they're getting freaky. He goes in there, and then he's pretty much kind of like throws out a proposal like, yo, I'll help you find the killer of your sister. If you help me find the killer of Joffrey, I'll also put you one of the judges in Tyrion's case, and I'll make you a councilman in the king's court, whatever. So I think Tywin is actually... I don't think he's looking out for him and really gives a crap about the death of his sister and who killed him. I think he's just trying to strengthen his army, which I'm not mad at Tywin. He definitely spells it out to the prince that, you know, all these things are going around, including the mother of dragons, and she has 3 dragons. So I think he's kind of fortifying his alliances, which is not bad. I'm just hoping that it knows what he's up to. I really hope that the prince can see that he's bullshitting, and yeah, Because I'm hoping that Prince is like, okay, yeah, sure, give me, and because I hope it just wasn't that easy to convince that Tywin had nothing to do with his sister's death and his nephew and his niece. So, oh man, anybody have any thoughts on that? Is the Prince? I don't know. I'm just curious to see what's going to happen with that. I did like the fact that Tywin did when he was talking to the new up and coming little brother king, Tommen, whatever his name is. And was kind of grooming him for the whole kingship and stuff like that. And Tywin pretty much admits that Joffrey wasn't a good king. He wasn't smart, right in front of Cersei. That was classic. I love that. There, high five to Tywin for that, to put her in her place. But Cersei, I mean, what does Cersei expect? I mean, I get it. It's your son with your brother, but he wasn't very nice as king. And it wasn't Cersei, you idiot. Someone needs to kill her already, please. What else? And I guess we got a little glimpse of Grandma Olenna, is that her name? And Marjorie, which I guess they're going to plan. I guess she's still the queen, but she didn't get to have sex with Joffrey. So I don't know if that's like making yourself the queen. I don't know. I'm kind of confused about that. Is she not the queen, or is she like a semi-queen or a medium queen? I don't know. But it looks like they're going to kind of, they got a plan of themselves and are going to try to figure out a way to kind of keep both families together. But Grandma, I love the Grandma. She's just totally badass. And she's smart, and she knows how to handle herself. And I think Marjorie she'll be well off if she plays the game what grandmother wants. But I think that's pretty much it. I mean, overall, I thought this episode was really good. I loved the ending. I loved Tywin going around and kind of, planning stuff. I like that part there. Arya, anytime I see Arya in the episode is really cool. And yeah, it's just kind of this. I think this episode was more of a nail biting episode for me, because I'm like, oh, there's so many things going on. I don't know what's gonna happen with everybody. So next Sunday is gonna be called The Oath Keeper on HBO. It's gonna be episode 4 of Game of Thrones. Don't forget, people, you can go to HBO.com. I believe it's HBO.com/Game of Thrones. You can actually watch video on demand, all that good stuff, if you haven't started watching Game of Thrones. You need to. You really need to. So that's it. That's it for my recap. From scale 1 to 10, I probably give this one 9. Yes, a 9. And next week I'll be back. I haven't decided. I've been thinking about it. Some people were asking me, like, Mike, why don't you do a live show? We can listen live from work and we can call in. And I'm like, I don't know yet. I might do a live show next week yet. I don't know yet. So just if you want to know the details, make sure you look at my Facebook page, facebook.com/iWatchMike. Follow me on Twitter at Mike the Movie Guy. Those are the best ways to keep posted. And of course, right here, you can all you got to do is go to blogtalkradio.com/iWatchMike. And if it's going to be a live show, you'll see it set up right there. And speaking of blogtalkradio.com, don't forget you can subscribe to my podcasts. Every time I do a new one, I can come to your iDevices. All you got to do is go to iTunes, search iWatchMike, and that's pretty much it. Cool. So everybody that's been tuning in to my shows, thank you. I love you guys and girls. And next week, it's going to be nuts. We got a new episode, and here it is.
If I told you to leave the capital right now and find Sansa and bring me her head, would you do it?
He wasn't involved in Joffrey's death, but you were.
It wouldn't matter to Cersei. She won't rest until my head's on a spike.
You gonna fight for him now?
You're a steward, you traitor's bastard. Give me an excuse.
I will answer injustice with justice.